Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. In today's video, I want to cover the habits of people who are lean. So what I mean by lean is not people who are in like exceptional fitness model shape, something crazy like that that requires ungodly dedication and things like that. I'm just talking about someone who, when you see them out and about, they look healthy, have a good body weight for their size, they have good height to waist ratio, so they're in a good shape, and they have a good tone to their body, so their muscles, they look like they have muscle mass on their frame. So they look healthy, so they're not super skinny, and they're not kind of overweight either. So they would look good in clothes, and I suppose they would look good naked as well, or something like that. So that's the concept of lean, basically someone who looks healthy. And these are generally the habits of those people, regardless of genetics and other factors like that. But these are the habits of people who are generally lean and in good health and in good shape. So these are kind of simple stuff that are commonly associated with these kind of people. So first, they exercise regularly. So they'll do a combination of both resistance training, so weight training, and that's to keep muscle mass in their frame and keep their body healthy, and some anaerobic training and aerobic training. So basically they'll do some cardio, some hard cardio, high intensity, so like, best example is sprinting, or some long steady state cardio like rowing, cycling, running, or a combo both like a circuit class. They'll kind of do a combo both, so they have their regular training, resistance training to keep muscle mass in their frame, keep them strong, keep them healthy, prevent osteoporosis, and then they'll do the cardio training again to keep their cardiovascular health good, so their heart and lungs, nice combo both, so they both work together. Now that doesn't mean like working out 7 days a week. Usually 3 to 4 days a week is perfect for most people, so that's what they usually do for about an hour a day at a time. They also have a basic understanding of calories, and what I mean by that is they understand how much calories they need to maintain their weight, what will put them in a caloric surplus, and what will put in a caloric deficit so they lose weight. Now I don't mean they track their calories ridiculously, like meticulously every day. That does help for some people, but most people who are lean have a good understanding already. So they may have tracked their calories at some point. They now have a good understanding of calories, and they know the basics of overeating will gain weight, undereating will lose weight, and they're not kind of sheepish around, under exaggerating foods or forgetful of foods. They understand kind of calories in, calories out are the main thing. They have a grounding in that. The next one then is getting enough sleep. So a lot of people who are lean and healthy get enough sleep, and we cover this ad nauseum in videos and in posts on the website. So look, if you get 7 to 8 hours sleep consistently, you will have better decision-making abilities, your appetite will be better, your recovery will be better. So basically everything you do in the next day in your life will be a lot better. So try and get as much sleep as you can. The next one they do is portion control. So people who are lean and healthy generally have they have a good ability at portioning out food correctly. So this goes back to calories. So they probably got this when they first started tracking calories and were able to eyeball food. But they'll have portion control where they won't overconsume foods, or they won't kind of put too much on the plate where they'll eat all that food. They'll start maybe with a smaller plate, or they'll start with minimal food on their plate, eat it all, see if they're full, and then if they aren't full, maybe go back for more depending on their goals. But they'll have a good concept of portion control with their food. The next one is, and these kind of two blend together, is flexible thinking, and they can think, or they plan long term. So flexible thinking is basically, look, they're not dogmatic with regards to I can't eat this, I can't eat that, I can't do this, I can't do that. They will generally make things fit into their life. So like nights out, or going to weddings, or going to christenings, or going to parties, they will fit in foods and nights out and different life events into their diet and into their lifestyle. So they'll already have accounted for it, they'll know what they're having, so they might adjust their diet early on in the week or later on in the week, or they'll train. They kind of have a very healthy and balanced approach to events like that. So they won't, let's say they're going to a wedding on a weekend, they won't kind of, eat like a mess in the morning and then have a huge indulgent wedding, and then on Sunday and Monday kind of go into indulgent diet, or scrap their whole diet because they had one bad day. They'll be very flexible with eating and concepts like that, so they can adjust on the day, and that falls back into understanding calories and kind of having a balanced approach to thinking. With regard to the planning long term, is they'll have goals. So a lot of lean people generally have goals. So they have like, I want to lift this amount of weight, or I want to do this time in a race, or I want to be this size, or I want to go to the gym X amount of days. They'll have kind of goals and targets with regards to their their lifestyle. So because it's very easy if you don't have a goal to kind of meander through, but they kind of have different, and these can be just personal goals like achieving 1 chin-up, or doing 10 chin-ups, or putting 2 kgs on your squat, or whatever it is. But they kind of have long-term planning that they'll go from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. So they keep kind of striving for, you know, improve themselves and be better. The last two then are managing stress. This one kind of is very hard to do because a lot of people will use the gym as a to manage their stress, which is very good. But there are other things they'll do outside the gym, you know, like they might, you know, try and watch a movie that relaxes them, or try and do meditation, or, you know, try and do something that basically takes them out of themselves so they can relax. And this is a big thing because, look, if you're chronically stressed, your cortisol is going to be elevated all the time. And if your cortisol is elevated all the time, you won't recover properly and you'll be quite fatigued. You won't recover from injury. Your appetite will be up. So they try and find a way of managing stress. That doesn't mean, you know, you're living in bliss, but it just means that, you know, you can have time to relax and just kind of zone out for a little bit. And the last one then is self-monitoring. And this is very important because how do you know you're getting results? So if you're in the gym, you might know because you're able to do a certain weight, lift a certain weight, or if you're running, you might be able to run a certain time, etc. With regards to body composition and your overall health, what would be the markers? You can go to a doctor and get a blood test, and they can see if your health markers are good that way. But from a self-monitoring point of view, outside the gym, you can do very simple things. You can track your weight. So I would tell people, look, weigh yourself daily, but don't get fixed on the number, because you're going to get obsessed about it going up and down. It's naturally going to go up and down. But every 2 weeks, assess where that trend line is going. So if you draw a line, is it going up over the 2 week period, or is it going down over the 2 week period? If it's going down, that means you're losing weight. If it's staying in the middle, you're staying the same weight. And if it's going up, you're gaining weight. And then you can make adjustments to your eating and lifestyle off that. The next one is your clothes. Do your clothes fit better? Are they getting tighter? You can see if you're gaining or losing weight that way. And the last one then is measurements. So if you're unsure, if you're like, I don't know about the weight, I don't know about the clothes, just use measurements. So weigh, you know, measure around your belly button, measure around your arm, your chest, your thigh, get different measurements and see over time, like on a monthly basis, are they going up, are they going down, are they staying the same? If they're staying the same, you're staying the same. If they're going down and you're training hard, maybe you're gaining muscle and losing fat. If they're going up, maybe you're gaining muscle because you want to be in a caloric surplus and build muscle, or maybe you're gaining fat. You'll know that based off your weight, off your measurements, and how your clothes fit. And of course, then you can always use the mirror or pictures and compare yourself week to week. But people will self-monitor just so they can see and make adjustments from time to time. So those are kind of the habits of people who are lean and in good shape and in good health generally. If you have any other habits of your own that you want to add in the comments below, we'd love to hear them. Or if you have any questions, you can always ask in the comments below. And if you feel this will help anyone, you can share it and all that kind of jazz. And anyway, hope you have a good day, and we'll talk to you later, guys. Cheers.